Hare Krishna, Namaste. It is interesting to contemplate on the circumstances under which Sri Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram came into existence. Yudhishthira Maharaj, the eldest of the Pancha Pandavas, was mentally disturbed because of the war with the Kauravas and the miserable death and suffering that was created by the war, in which he had been a major contributor, a player. Bhishma, his dear grandfather, was lying on his deathbed. With his passing away, his irreplaceable wisdom, based on the experiences of his long life of virtue, righteousness, and devotion, was about to be lost to the world. Sri Krishna advised Yudhishthira, who himself was an epitome of righteousness and virtue, to seek the advice of Bhishma on any aspects of life on which he had any doubts. Yudhishthira did as advised, and a series of dialogues ensued between the two, witnessed by Lord Sri Krishna himself and by other great sages, including Vedavyasa. In this beautiful dialogue between Bhishma and Yudhishthira, Yudhishthira sought Bhishma's advice on the easiest and best means by which mankind can attain lasting happiness, peace of mind, and relief from all bondage and sorrows. This was the setting in which Sri Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram was imparted, keeping the welfare of the future generations as well in mind. There are two great treasures that we get from Mahabharata. Number one, Bhagavad Gita, that comes in Bhishma Parva. Number two, Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram, that's in Anusasana Parva, both of them from Mahabharata. It is said there are over 40 commentaries on Sri Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram, including Sri Adi Shankara's. His work was the earliest among all others. Then we can find Sri Parasara Bhatta's, a great disciple of Sri Ramanujacharya. We also have commentary by Satyasandha Yatishwara from the Dvaita school, who is another prominent commentator. Also, Baladev Vidya Bhushan, who is another great commentator on Vishnu Sahasranamam. The greatness of Vishnu Sahasranamam is also mentioned in Bhaja Govindam by Adi Shankaracharya. Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram Dheyam Sripati Rupamajasram Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam Deyam Di Jananaya Chavittam. From this Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram, we are going to see how Lord Narasimha has been glorified by Bhishma Dev. Vishvam Vishnurvasatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu Bhuta Krit Bhuta Brit Bhavo Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavanah Bhutatma Paramatma Cha Muktanam Paramagatihi Avyaha Purusha Sakshi Kshetrajñaksharayeva Cha Yogo Yoga Vidhamneta Pradhana Purusheshwarah Narasimha Vapu Sriman Keshava Purushotamaha. The 21st name that has been mentioned here is Narasimha Vapuhu. He who is possessed of a body of man and lion combination, half man and half lion. Nara and Simha Vapuhu, human form and lion form together in one body. Narasimha Vapuhu. Considered to any other incarnation of the Lord, this particular incarnation is considered to be sweet and short. Narasimha's beauty cannot be compared to any other beauties of any other incarnations of the Lord. Therefore, he is sweetest. As far as the time goes, he comes, he does his business, and he leaves. Everything happened in just one Muhurta Kala. That is just 48 minutes. This incarnation is something which is beyond human rationalization, beyond the logics. It would have been appropriate, according to our understanding, our logic, if the Lord appeared with a human face and a lion's body, because the head represents the intelligence of the human and the body of the lion represents the strength of that animal. Therefore, it would have been much easier for the Lord to come in this form and kill Hiranyakashipu, but the Lord does the other way around. This is simply to illustrate that we cannot understand the Lord. It's beyond our capacities of analysis. Second point of this unique form is that some people were terror-stricken, whereas some were glorifying the Lord. The only one actually was fearless and enjoying this beauty at that time was Bhakta Prahlad, whereas all other devatas were terrified looking at this form. So the Lord, for some people at the same time, can create fear. For some people, he can create love. Another interesting point to note from this Narasimha Vapuhu is we know that life comes from life. Matter comes from matter. But here, the Lord broke that rule and he appeared from a matter. The pillar is a matter and the Lord appeared from a matter. This one incarnation is sufficient enough to let us know that we cannot apply our logics to understand the Supreme Lord. It is beyond our intelligence. Narasimha Vapuhu. Now let's see the second name of Narasimha, Sriman. Yogo Yoga Vidhaneta Pradhana Purusheshwaraha Narasimha Vapu Sriman. Normally, no one will even think of such a form to be beautiful, a combination of an animal and a human. But whereas this is uncommon form of the Lord. Parasara Bhatta in his commentary he says, Saundarya Lavanyadibihi Adi Manohara Divya Rupa. Each limbs of the Lord were so beautiful, as the Lord as a whole himself was so very beautiful. This transcendental form captures one's mind. An interesting point to be noted here, in many of the Narayana's form, the Mahalakshmi is seated in the chest of the Lord, whereas it's only in Narasimha avatar, Sri Mahalakshmi sits on the lap of the Lord. There is a reason behind it. Sri Mahalakshmi thought, if I am on the chest, it's very hard for me to release the beauty of this wonderful form, Narasimha, my husband. Whereas if I simply sit on his lap, then I can constantly drink his beautiful form, his beautiful face. This is the reason that we always see, either in the deity form or in the pictures, paintings, always Sri Mahalakshmi is sitting on the lap of Narasimhadev. Therefore, he is Sriman. Number 1, Narasimha Vapuhu. Number 2, Sriman. Now there is one entire stotra has been dedicated in Vishnu Sahasranamam for Lord Narasimhadev, which has 11 different names. Amrutu Sarva Druk Simha Sandhata Sandiman Stiraha Ajo Durmasana Sasta Vishruthatma Surariha. Amrutyas Sarvadruk Simha Sandhata Sandiman Stiraha Ajaha Durmarshana Shastha Vishruthatma Surariha. these are the 11 names of Lord Narasimha Dev. As we already mentioned, there are many commentaries on each of these names by great saints. But we will not go through all different commentaries. We'll just take one or two. Amrutyeva, which means birth, growth, decay, disease, death, or different modification that we go through. Everything that is born is to die. But the Lord is beyond these changes. Therefore, the first name mentioned in this stotra is Amrityuha. Also, this name must remind us that Jivatma, the spirit soul, is indestructible, deathless. Hence, this Jivatma must meditate upon that supreme, indestructible, changeless Lord. In the list of 1000 names of the Lord, this name is listed under 200. The 201 is Sarvadruk. He is the seer and knower of everything at all times in all beings. He is the witness of all. This name must remind us that it is important to be pure in our thought, word, and deed, because He is watching us every single moment from all different directions. Therefore, His name is Sarvadruk. The third name, which is in the list 202, is Simha, the lion. Simha means lion. Also, it has another meaning, destroyer. The first meaning is clear to us. Simha means lion, whereas the another meaning, destroyer, is the way that Adi Shankara has commented. Hinasti smarana matrena samasta papani iti simha. According to this interpretation, the word himsa changes to simha by transposition of letters according to the grammatical rule, which means one who destroys all the sins. Fourth in the list is Sandhata, one who combines things which opposes to each other. This form of the Lord itself an example of that. Number 5, Sandhiman, one who is always united with his devotees. Sandhi means union. Therefore, this name indicates that he is always united with his devotees. Therefore, he is Sandhiman. Praladadihi nitya sandhihi yasya syat sandhiman smritaha, one who is in permanent union with devotees like Prahlad. Number 6 in the stotra is Tiraha, one who is firm and determined to protect his devotees. His determination and firmness is so strong that it can never be changed. Even a person who surrendered, decided, and go back to the Lord and says, I don't need you, I can find my way. But the Lord, since He's accepted the surrender in the first place, He would not give up on that person, even if that person gives up. Therefore, Stiraha. Number 7, Ajaha, one who is unborn. In other words, He is not born like us. None of us can just appear from a pillar. He did. This name Ajaha has different meanings as well. As we saw, the first one is unborn. Second one, remover of obstacles. Third one who moves in the hearts of devotees. Number 4, one who removes the ignorance from the hearts of his devotees. Number 5, one who is the root cause of all sound. Akshara, A. Therefore, Ajaha. Number 8, Durmarshanaha, one who cannot be conquered by anyone. Undefeatable, one who cannot be overcome by his enemies. There's a nice commentary on this particular name, very much related to us, that the Lord also conquers us. That is, we are trying our best to be away from the Lord, trying to enjoy the sensory urges, satisfying our senses, life after life after life after life. But if not this life, if not next life, if not the life after that, or even after hundreds or thousands of life, at one point of time, we all must surrendered at the lotus feet of the Lord, giving up the poison of sense enjoyment, we will come to a realization that this is taking us nowhere other than further pushing us into this material existence. In this way, at the end, the Lord wins and we are the loser. And we all must sincerely pray for this moment to take place in our life, that we lose this game and let Lord be the winner. Durmarshanaha. Number 9, Sasta. One who punishes the miscreants, who troubles and tortures his devotees. And another meaning is the Shasta derived from Sasu, meaning teaching. To teach, to govern, to correct and to advise. That is, the Lord constantly teaching us through our elders, through Shrutis, Smritis, and watching us constantly by being the observer in us. Number 10, Vishrutatma, one who is praised all over the world, one who is fit to be praised all over the world, one who is called by special names like Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, etc. One who is praised in various forms, one who is very special in nature. And number 11, the last one in this stotra, Surariha, one who destroys the demons and the demonic nature. This name consists of 3 parts, Sura, Ari, Ha. Sura refers to gods, Ari, not Hari, Ari represents the enemies, Ha represents destroyer. Prahlad was godly by nature, Hiranyakashipu was demonic, Ha, the destroyer, which is Narasimha, destroyed Hiranyakashipu to protect his devotee Prahlad. More than the protection, he appeared to fulfill the word of his devotee Prahlad. He appeared in that pillar. We have seen 13 names of Lord Narasimha. Narasimhaya Vapuhu Namaha, Sriman Namaha, Amrutyave Namaha, Sarvadrishe Namaha, Simhaya Namaha, Sandhatre Namaha, Sandimate Namaha, Stiraya Namaha, Ajaya Namaha, Durmarshanaya Namaha, Sastre Namaha, Vishrutatmaya Namaha, Surarigne Namaha. Chanting these names of the Lord will protect us internally and externally. Even chanting one of these names will have the same effect. Narasimhade Bhagavan Ki Jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.